Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you're watching the video. This is a small initiative which I felt of bringing in. With my past experience of 8 years, I found that there are a lot of things are happening in Eplan. So I thought that let me bring some unique tip or trick or anything. Ultimately, it should bring a smile in your face. Or sometimes you should feel that, oh, okay, something new I learned. On those lines, I want to just have it. So I'm coming up with this title called Every Friday with Eplan Tip. And another tagline, what you find it is the magic begins to raise the standard. So what is that today's topic means what is that question you want to bring it is? I found that when you're working on a 2D panel layout, there are some components, even after placing on the panel layout, it doesn't appear on the enclosure legend. And especially I found that this particular part number, Snyder Electric's VCF2, the switch disconnector was not appearing it. Let us see that why it is not appearing and all those things. So we also get an idea that why this is not appearing. So when you see it here, see this is a switch. So the one which I am already placed in this circuit here. So I have taken one as a switch disconnector. This is a Q1 and we have another breaker which is F1. Okay. And from there, after that, I opened a 2D panel layout and I went into that 2D panel layout. Now I place that both the components. One is F1 and another one is a Q1. But when I see my enclosure legend, I can see the F1, but I'm not getting this Q1. Okay. So what is the reason why I'm not getting this Q1? Not only Q1, you take any other component when you are getting it from the data portal or when you are preparing or anything, you have to look into that when it doesn't, why it doesn't appear in the enclosure legend. So please remember there is a small setting in the part database. So this is where it will create a for you to, you should be careful on that. So where you have to go? You have to go to master data and you have to go to management, and especially that particular component what we are talking about, it is there a part of this VCF2. So you can just see it that we have this particular component here. So what is that parameter you have to check so that you have to make sure that this is works or doesn't works. So what I did it is I just went into the tree, I mean list view, sorry, and here I'm wending in scheme. So in that scheme, what I did is I just went inside and I created a copy of a scheme and I made a small change. When I go to that common in that edit, I just added this particular option called external placement. This is very very important for you to know. This is where it will decide you whether to be shown in the enclosure legend or not is taken care by this particular option. What is that? External placement. This is very important for you to know. Like for example, when I come to this particular component on this external placement, which is on the serial number 19, you can see this is ticked. Because it is ticked, it is not allowing me to get it in the enclosure legend. Okay. So if you see it, the other component, the one which I took, the one more motor overload switch. Okay. If you see this particular one, see it is not placed. Even whichever part I see it. So here it is ticked. So if I remove this tick, okay. So all that you have to do it is if it is not appearing in your enclosure legend, this could be the reason there. Okay. So then what I do, I'll just remove it and after that I'll say close. I'll say yes. Then I'll select this enclosure legend and I'll go to the tools, and when I click it update, you can see that automatically it appears in your enclosure legend. And this is what you have to remember. So why some components are not appearing in enclosure legend, this could be the reason there. Okay. So please make sure whenever you go to take the parts from the data portal or when you are creating, have a glance on this particular property called external placement. Okay. So this is the one which you should know and it should not be ticked. Then only it will appear in your enclosure legend. Okay. Thank you. But in my next Friday, I'll try to come up with something like calculation, a small part of it, so that it can also help you if somebody has not tried. Maybe with that, you can also try that. Thank you. And before I could end, I also want to tell you that, yeah, so please like so that I can load more contents. Please comment. You can get a quality output. Share so that the maximum users can benefit by using this e-plan. So please remember the name Vishnuvardhan Reddy. Jai Hind.